Good morning, Zio here, and I would take a drink of my coffee, but as we established in the last video yesterday, I don't know what happened. Something happened, and it doesn't taste very good. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about Quantic Dream because I have no idea what is going on here. I just happened to see this, and I feel like maybe we talked about it at one point in time. But then again, this is also Kotaku we're talking about, so take everything with a complete grain of salt on how this is being reported on, because Kotaku, we know, has an axe to grind, a political leaning that they want to push, regardless of whether or not it's true, and they've been, known to do that anyway, so they take things in a really, one direction kind of deal and never actually look at both sides. But anyway, so Quantic Dream happens to be a studio. They are a studio that has done a few games that I can't remember. What was it? Heavy Rain and Detroit. Detroit Become Human, I believe is what it was. Anyway, so go ahead and sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of coffee, a good cup of coffee, unlike that cup of coffee, and let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, so as the title says it, report Quantic Dream executives cry, ask if they can lie during recent court appearance. Apparently these guys are in French court, I believe, mainly because everything seems to be more French here. Or maybe it's not French court, but it's a court in the EU kind of areas or whatnot. But everything sounds kind of French, so forgive me when I don't pronounce things. I can't do it. I don't speak the French. Anyway, but yeah, apparently Quantic Dream executives recently appeared in Paris court. Sorry, Paris, French. I don't know. Paris, French. Yeah, same place. Anyway. Yeah, that. Anyway, there's your soundbite. Court as a part of an ongoing defamation lawsuit against the French publication Le Monde and Mediaport. But according to May 31st report, things didn't go smoothly for the studio behind games like, Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human. Independent French Union reports that the CEOs David Cage and dude that I can't pronounce his name both exhibited strange behavior during their testimonies. Now, these people have been called out for essentially a very bad workplace kind of situation. We've seen this. We know what this kind of looks like, because you've got the higher ups, and they don't really care. They have their own thing. They're doing their own thing. They don't really care about you as the worker and all this other stuff, and things like that. Anyway, but apparently Cage allegedly cried on the stand, stomped his feet, screaming about interference to his business and damages to his honor, and eventually stormed out of the courtroom altogether. And if anyone can find me some kind of video of this, that would be fantastic, because I would love to actually have seen that. But again, these are all reports. I don't think there's actually a videotape of this. I don't even know if there's a voice tape of it, but we should be recording like court cases mandatory at this point. I think we've got the technology, we got the ability, we should totally do that, so when something does happen, we can just show it. It could be a new reality TV series or something. Oh wait, yeah, that's already done. Anyway, no. But seriously, Cage apparently cried, blah blah blah. Near the end of his testimony, the other guy, the Fondamental, anyway, apparently looked at the judge and asked, "But I'm not under oath, so can I lie?" Before claiming Quantic Dream was seriously damaged by the stories about its toxic work environment. So what is happening is, if you know who, I'll drop Nathan. Wow, brain fart. Anyway, there's a reporter who gets a lot of this information stuff, and they put it out on Twitter and all this other things, right? gosh, he was working for a place and now is working for another place. Jason Schreier, there we go. Anyway, yeah, so he gets a lot of this information, did a lot of info dumps on several companies from Naughty Dog to others, you know, about their really bad work environments from like the CEOs, bosses, and other stuff, management and things. You know, that were pretty credible, you know, had plenty of additional people and all this other stuff. But, you know, when it comes to it, you know, you're a reporter at the end of the day, and you go and you report these things. And it seems to me that they are suing for defamation over the report of a particular magazine, right? Particular papers that have reported on some very bad acting happening in the company, and they're really upset about that. Which, you know, if you're doing all that and your dirty laundry comes to air out there, yeah, I understand why you're upset, but maybe you should try changing, you know, how you handle things instead of going after people for reporting on it. But apparently near the end of his testimony, he asked if he could lie, yada yada. That has got to be like the dumbest thing. There's no way. Did he actually say that? Like, seriously, but I'm not under oath, so can I lie? Really? Really? You know, I want to sit here and say there's no way that is real, but I have seen people do some of the dumbest things out there that you just sort of scratch your head and go, this really happened? Are you sure? Like, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm watching it happen, I would have thought you were making it up. But anyway, apparently Quantic Dream did not respond to Kotaku's request, because why would they? But these legal escapades stretch back to January 28th, when several reports were published by the French press concerning working conditions of at Quantic Dreams, which is probably why I don't really know a whole lot about this, because it was coming out in the French press and I don't read French. So, yeah. The stories allege that Quantum Dream's work culture was rife with toxic behavior, the most prevalent being a massive internal trove of photoshopped images depicting employees in sexual situations, serial situations. Yeah, to the YouTube thingy and Facebook or whatever. It's serial situations. Not the other word. And altered to look like other people that I'm not sure if I can even say on social media anymore either. Anyway. But these images reportedly dated back all the way back to 2013 and were sometimes even depicted in open areas of the Quantic Dream office. Makes me wonder, because you know, there's these things called like in-jokes and all this other stuff, right? And you know, you got in-jokes, you got office in-jokes, and things where employees are playing with each other. Maybe they're doing things like this, that, and the other. I'm not trying to defend them, you know, if they have actively done something bad or whatnot. But at the same time, if somebody and me are sort of at this little in-game or in office flame war, and we're photoshopping each other and different things, and then posting it on the break, you know, board or whatever it is or whatnot. And, you know, I'll come through, see it, and it's like, damn it. Fine. And I take that one down and I replace it with a new one of them or something. We go back and forth and all this other stuff. And then rando number 9 comes in and goes, oh, how could you do that? You know, rando number 9 has nothing to, rando number 9 needs to turn around and just leave, because they have nothing in on that. They're not part of that. You know, it shouldn't be in their wheelhouse to even complain about it. And even if they do complain about it, right, they go to HR then goes, look, okay, you guys are having fun, stop it, this ends now, because we're getting complaints from other employees because they're sensitive to what you're doing or whatnot, and then you end it, right? That should how it goes in a perfect world, right? It doesn't, though. That's not it. Rando number 9 takes it all the way to wherever and blah blah blah, this, that, and the other, and then you hear stories about things that have been overblown out of proportion. Anyway, but apparently the French publisher is responsible for the reporting. In December 2019, a French court ordered Quantic Dream to pay a former IT manager a total of $8,500 over the incident. But that decision was overturned earlier this year after no link was found between the dismission of the dissemination of the photos and the plaintiff's decision to leave the company. That intrigues me. So if I'm a betting man, right? If I was to bet, apparently IT guy gets let go. Okay. And something legal happens. Quantum Green is then forced to pay the guy $8,500 for because he left for reasons saying he felt unsafe or something. I don't know, where it was a toxic work environment. But then if a independent company comes in and finds that there's no link between the dissemination of said photos, which would have been the focal point of why this person would have had to have left voluntarily or whatnot, which then would lead to a lawsuit, and then they find out there's no actual link between the photos and the plaintiff's decision to leave, then maybe this is one of those blown out of proportion things, that it was something really tiny, really small that somebody took and blew it out of proportions, and here we are today. But, you know, also, if this behavior up here actually happened, there's no defending that. That's just ridiculous. Anyway, in addition to actions in the executives during last week's court appearance, Quantum reportedly provided the court with documents that were supposed to defend them against accusations of Social Security fraud by showing the company acting in good faith in the termination of former employee. However, upon closer inspection, these documents apparently reveal irregularities in the process that the defense believed, highlighting a possible instance of unlawful dismissal. If true, that would be blah, blah, blah. Own goal of whatever. Anyway, so we've got Social Security fraud possible, right? We have toxic work environment possible, right? And we have two CEOs who act like they're five in the courtroom, right? Again, Kotaku, so take it with a grain of salt, but Jeebus, this would be interesting to actually see. So I'm going to keep this on my radar now that I know about it, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.